Like I went there, I was panicking, I was lost, I was not preparing for exam very well. Guys, I'm challenging myself. I'm gonna post a lot of videos on social media as much as possible. Now I want to talk about my today's achievement. What I have achieved today. Today I took a full IELTS exam and I'm waiting for my speaking exam at a nearby cafe. I don't think it was very easy, nor was it very hard. I think I kind of nailed the test, but I'm waiting for my results. So either tomorrow or the other day, they will be released. And now, for those who are going to take IELTS or who are preparing for certificates, I want to give you a little motivation. The thing is, no matter how strong you are, no matter how prepared you are, one thing will click in your mind. It's panicking. Whenever you are preparing for anything or when you are in the real test or a little before the test, the thing that will click in your mind is like, what if I make a mistake? What if that happens? What if I will be given the question that I have never prepared or nor, have ever seen the question that before? And that shit will kind of prevent you from the score you have been wanting to get. And I'll tell you the little sauce, little secret to avoid such situations. Just when you are on the test, remember one thing. No matter how strong you are, no matter how weak you are, you will take that test, right? You will take that test. The question, you cannot change the question. And if you have prepared enough, you're gonna ace the test. However, that panicking, the contributor of dropping your motivation, try to forget about everything. Try to forget about whether it's bad or whether it's, terrible or good. Let it go. Let it go. God helps you, for sure. And attention is the modern currency. So if you have a strong attention but not very strong knowledge, you will still get the score, equal score with the guy who has a low focus but high knowledge. So you have to be as careful as possible while giving attention, paying attention to the test, because this is what matters, I would say. On top of that, there is another one thing that plays a pivotal role in you achieving your success, and it is consistency. I have been preparing for IELTS exam for about 1 year and 8 months or something, and I have taken the test back to back. And I know the difficulty of preparing and trying to hit the high score as much as possible. I know the difficulty, I know the ups and downs of it, and I want you to understand one thing. No matter how bad you are at something that you think that you are, you can overcome that shit, It's very possible, it's within your age, everything is within your age. I mean, I personally have taken my test about 3 times, and the first one was terrible, I thought. Like I went there, I was panicking, I was lost, I was not preparing for exam very well, and I thought I was lost. But at the end of the day, I ended up with 7 score overall. I mean, I had prepared only 10 months before this from scratch, and for 10 months of period, I think preparing that much is just crazy. Getting 7 scores is crazy, And I learned that language from scratch. So as for you, look around. I was literally living in a terrible apartment at that time because I came from a village. I came from a far distance to the capital city of Uzbekistan, Tashkent, and I started living in a bad apartment. I wasn't rich, you know what I mean? However, as soon as I got my first score, I started working. I started marketing the skill I acquired. And I want you to do the same thing, because without it, it's impossible to achieve your success or to do anything. So you gotta work, because you know that your parents are struggling. So are you gonna just wait for them to make better amount of money? No, it should be you who make the money. It should be you who make your parents, as happy as possible. There were times that my parents were rich. You know what I mean? There were times. But then my father's business went bankruptcy. And what could I do? I was just a child at that time. And you, who has good listening skills, reading skills, maybe you might have dyslexia, but you know what I mean? Everything can be prevented or everything can be achieved. Also, you can deny from everything, from doing anything. You can just lie down home and scroll on social media and just say, oh, I'm useless person, right? Like, I'm unlucky, I'm this, I'm that. Yes, you are shit if you are thinking like this. But to change this, you gotta put some effort, you know what I mean? So, do what is necessary to do. I'm not a motivator, am I wanting to be a motivator? I'm just giving you what I'm feeling. No, I'm really, the dopamine is released a lot. That's the reason I'm, filming this video. So stay tuned. I will try to post as many videos as possible, and I think I will just ace the next test. I've taken my SAT and I have prepared for AP tests and other A-level certificates, and I know the difficulty of it. I know the burden that comes alongside it. However, the joy that you imagine, you are on the test, you're on the IELTS test, and the reading part comes. You understand every single fucking word you are reading, every single one of them, and in this state, when you feel the joy of understanding everything, grasping the knowledge, nothing is as equal, to this. Nothing. Like all the sleepless nights, all of them, you will be forgotten if you are in this state. So I was in this state. I didn't sleep for very long. You know what I mean? Like 2-3 days, I got only like 5-6 hours of sleep, but because I was preparing consistently, conscientiously. And I want you to do the same thing, because with this, the dopamine will be released a lot. I mean, humans are the species that are really dependent on dopamine release. So to achieve that, you have to put enough effort. I'll tell you one little sauce of mine to spice it up. I was waking up at 4:35 a.m. in the morning, sometimes 3:30, and heading to a nearby cafe that works 24/7. I slept at 11, so imagine 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And then I started working. Because my fucking job starts at 9, and I have to be there at 8, like proactively preparing for my lessons as a teacher. And then I had to do some effort, right? And the only thing that I could do was with not sleeping as much as I needed. However, at the end of the day, now I make a lot of money, not because I have high IELTS, but because I have exposure to difficulty. I mean, over the course of time, I didn't lose my job because I was going there on time, right? But I also acquired some knowledge because I was giving up on as much sleeping time as possible. I got sick a little bit. But sleeping 2 days on time, waking up on time, getting a little bit of relaxation, a little glimpse of relaxation, I recovered. That's all. That was enough. And I want you to experience the same thing, the same shit. You know what I mean? So one of the core reasons I'm posting this video, if you are here until watch it here, I will be a billionaire, 100%. And I'm thinking of different projects and stuff, and I will be posting them. Many of them are integrated around AI, and I will talk about my, all ideas later on this channel. Thank you for your watching. Have a nice day. Just be conscientious, industrious,